Is Kate Avila, and for my topic, I decided to study how mental health issues affect students and why we need to do something about it. My thesis is middle and high schools need to address students' emotional and mental health so that students can focus on school and their learning. I wanted to do this topic because I'm considering being a psych major and I'm interested in the effects of mental health. This topic is especially relevant because we were just in a pandemic and how we went to school changed because we had to do Zoom instead of being in a classroom in person. Some people like doing class online and others struggle with it, but overall it was definitely a change from normal life. When I was reading about this topic, it was important for me to get the opinions about how educators think mental health affects students' learning. I found an article from Harvard Business Publishing Education that interviewed 6 different teachers, and one of the questions was, what are the biggest challenges you faced in addressing students' mental health? Some of the answers were the challenges of dealing with students' self esteem, anxiety, and also burnout. Because of these issues, another challenge an educator said was the challenge of getting the students to be able to focus on what they are doing in class. And if students can't focus on their schoolwork, then they get behind in class, which can add on even more stress to the depression and anxiety they already have. The Los Angeles Times came out with an article about the statistics of teen mental health. 8.6% of youth in America deal with depression, but 76 have received inadequate treatment. The article also talked about how mental health isn't talked about a lot in school, which makes it harder for students to receive help. And mental health is very likely to affect everyone's health in one way or another. It's hard for students to complete and even care about homework assignments when they are struggling already with mental health and the challenges it brings. You already have to have some motivation to or to complete homework assignments, especially the big ones that have a huge impact on your grades. When students struggle with mental health issues, they have less motivation, which can make them not even do the assignment at all, which affects their grade and how they learn. If school is talking about mental health more, then it can make it not as scary as a topic and not something that's looked down upon. Luckily, we have the ability to change how schools deal with mental health. Already, schools are changing. For example, a school in Texas came out with a new program which is also free for people to use. It is called Texas Child Mental Health Care Consortium. 3.3 million students now have access to the new program, which includes free telemedicine where they can visit with a behavioral health specialist. The students can receive one on one counseling and also medication management for anxiety and ADHD. The program said that they are focused on rural areas because they have less resources available. Momentum School, which is in Dallas, is another school that helps students with mental health. They have a very interesting curriculum that is called the Social Emotional Learning. The children are learning the curriculum starting in pre K, and the curriculum teaches them about their brains and also emotions. The executive director said when the brain is depressed or anxious, you cannot learn what you're supposed to learn, like reading, math, science, writing. It is important for change to start happening in schools, and change is possible. There are many aspects of how mental health can affect students and their learning, but it is important that we understand that it is a real issue.